Tesla is having almost all of the Cybertrucks recalled by the federal government. Turns out that trim panels can detach and fly off because they're just glued on.
Across the globe, a storm is brewing, and at its center is Tesla's Cybertruck, a futuristic beast now facing a worldwide reckoning. Furious over Elon Musk's entanglement with the federal government, detractors are unleashing their wrath not just on the man, but on his brainchild. Tesla Cybertruck owners are finding themselves targets of scorn, their angular steel-clad machines vilified far beyond the UK's borders. Nations are slamming the brakes on this audacious vehicle, branding it a menace to public safety with its razor-sharp edges and monstrous heft. Governments are impounding trucks and revoking registrations, leaving one burning question. Why are countries rejecting what was once hailed as the world's most eagerly awaited ride? And as the bans pile up, could this be just the beginning of a global blackout for the Cybertruck? Dive in as we unravel the rogue nations turning against it, expose the jaw-dropping reasons fueling this revolt, and probe whether Tesla can claw its way back from the edge of oblivion. Hold tight, this isn't just a skirmish, it's an all-out war on wheels, and it's only revving up. In the United Kingdom, the Cybertruck's dreams of cruising down cobblestone streets were crushed faster than you can say, mind the gap. In January 2025, police in Greater Manchester seized a Cybertruck for lacking a certificate of conformity, meaning it didn't meet local safety standards. The list of reasons reads like a row session. First, the size. This thing weighs nearly 7,000 pounds and is over 2.2 meters wide. Not just big, but block the whole street big. In the UK, driving something that massive requires a special Category C1 license, the same one needed for a small truck. Then there's the design. The Cybertruck's sharp stainless steel body looks cool, sure, but it doesn't meet the rule that car edges must be rounded to at least 3.2 millimeters. Why? Because sharp metal edges and pedestrians don't mix. Imagine bumping into one at low speed. You'd end up looking like you lost a fight with a giant can opener. Oh, and the lights. The full-width light bar looks futuristic, but doesn't meet UK rules for brightness, positioning, and visibility. Plus, the whole 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.6 seconds thing in a 3-ton vehicle? Yeah, safety regulators weren't thrilled. Over in Ireland, land of lush landscapes, ancient castles, and absolutely no room for a Cybertruck, things aren't much better. Have you seen those narrow, winding country roads? Trying to squeeze a nearly 7,000-pound steel beast through a tiny Irish village is like trying to park a tank in a bike lane. But the roads aren't the only issue. Ireland, like the rest of Europe, enforces strict safety regulations. Those sharp, unyielding stainless steel edges that got the Cybertruck in trouble in the UK? They're a massive problem here too. Cars in Ireland must be designed to minimize injury risk to pedestrians, and the Cybertruck's body is about as gentle as a medieval battering ram. Weight is another deal breaker. In Europe, drivers with a Standard B license can only operate vehicles up to 3.5 tons. The Cybertruck flirts dangerously close to that limit, and that's before you load it up with surfboards, camping gear, and dreams of off-road adventures. Add in the weight of, say, a full Irish breakfast, because let's be honest, you're bringing snacks, and suddenly your license just doesn't cut it. Oh, and let's not forget Tesla's 2024 recall over accelerator pedals that could get stuck. Imagine speeding through Dublin unable to stop, careening past landmarks like the Spire. Not exactly the road trip of your dreams. Down under in Australia, the Cybertruck faced a hard no from regulators, and honestly, can you blame them? Australia is home to some of the most dangerous wildlife on Earth, and adding a metal beast with the crash resilience of a battleship probably wasn't high on their wish list. First up, safety. The Cybertruck's sharp edges and unyielding exoskeleton are a major hazard in a collision. The truck doesn't just dent, it stays rigid, turning crashes into catastrophic events. Considering the wildlife down there, imagine hitting a kangaroo. Not only would the Cybertruck barely budge, but it could turn the poor animal into a projectile. Yikes. Then there's the left-hand drive issue. Australia drives on the left side of the road, and right-hand drive vehicles are mandatory. Tesla's Texas factory isn't set up to produce right-hand drive Cybertrucks, and reconfiguring the entire production line would cost a fortune. And let's talk infrastructure. While Australian cities are packed with EV chargers, venture out into the vast outback, and you might find yourself in a Mad Max scenario. Run out of charge? Congratulations! Your Cybertruck just became the world's most expensive metal tent. Not exactly the rugged Aussie adventure you envisioned. In China, the Cybertruck isn't officially banned, but the odds of seeing one cruising through Shanghai are slim. The truck's sharp-edged polygonal design and hefty build clash with China's strict pedestrian safety regulations, which aim to minimize injury risk in accidents. The Cybertruck's design is about as pedestrian-friendly as a medieval fortress. But it doesn't stop there. Pickup trucks already face heavy restrictions in China, including limited access to city centers and mandatory scrapping after 15 years. So even if Tesla tweaked the design to pass safety tests, owners would still face constant headaches navigating local regulations. Interestingly, Tesla briefly filed for an energy consumption measurement with China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, MIT. But then, plot twist, they mysteriously withdrew the filing. Why? Maybe they knew the battle was already lost. The Cybertruck wouldn't qualify. Or perhaps Tesla simply wanted to avoid the public humiliation of rejection. Either way, the filing vanished quicker than a Cybertruck accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.6 seconds. With Tesla's reputation in China already unstable due to controversies over alleged brake failures and battery fires, the Cybertruck's prospects in the world's largest EV market appear increasingly doubtful. So, where do you stand in this electrifying debate? Is the Cybertruck a misunderstood marvel? A bold, visionary creation caught between fear and bureaucracy? Or is it truly an ungovernable titan, unfit for the civilized roads of the world? Tesla could, in theory, redesign this stainless steel giant to satisfy international regulators, softening its sharp edges, reducing its massive weight, and toning down its futuristic flair to meet rigid safety standards. But here's the problem. Such a transformation wouldn't be easy. It would be an expensive, convoluted process, a logistical nightmare, draining both resources and patience. More importantly, it risks stripping away the Cybertruck's very essence, its unapologetic, outrageous charisma. That raw, polarizing appeal, the audacity of its sharp angles and brutalist design, is what distinguishes it from the bland uniformity of everyday vehicles. Dilute that, and what remains? A hollow imitation, a tamed beast robbed of a wild spirit that made it iconic before it even hit the streets. Yet, the growing global backlash forces us to confront deeper questions, ones that extend far beyond Tesla's factories. Our regulators, with their exhaustive safety codes and pedestrian protection rules, clinging too tightly to outdated norms, stifling innovation under layers of red tape? Or is Tesla, driven by Musk's relentless ambition to defy conventions, guilty of pushing boundaries too far, crafting a machine so daring it borders on recklessness? The Cybertruck's rejections aren't just minor disputes. They're a seismic clash of ideologies, a battleground where the future of automotive design hangs in the balance. What does this mean for the global electric vehicle revolution? Are we heading toward an era where practicality and safety, though noble, will overshadow the excitement of experimental ingenuity, flattening creativity into a monotonous grid of conformity? Or can a compromise emerge where bold concepts like the Cybertruck coexist with the demands of a risk-averse world? Consider the stakes. On one side, nations stand firm, refusing to let this steel-clad behemoth roam their highways, condemning its aggressive edges and tank-like weight as unacceptable hazards. On the other, visionaries and disruptors champion the Cybertruck as a symbol of possibility, a defiant rejection of mediocrity, a rolling testament to human ambition. Should countries relent, loosening their grip to allow this polarizing machine onto their roads, trusting drivers and fate to manage the chaos? Or have they made the wiser choice, barricading their borders against a vehicle that dances too close to danger, prioritizing public safety over the allure of unchecked freedom? The debate crackles with tension, and the answers are far from simple. What's your take? Does the Cybertruck deserve a chance at redemption? Or is its exclusion a fair judgment in a world that can't afford to indulge its extremes?